Hello, my name is Sophie Haven, and I decided to pursue the leadership certificate in order to increase my knowledge and skills in this area. My leadership journey began when I was in high school, but there was very little opportunity for formal training in this area. So, this program has been an excellent opportunity for me to increase my knowledge and skills. In the following video, I will describe my basic leadership assumptions, my leadership background, my enacted and applied leadership, my experiential leadership, my service leadership, and my leadership role, followed by a concluding statement. Now, my leadership definition is a leader should lead by example. They should always think of the needs of their followers in every decision that they make and maintain their integrity in every way. The basic leadership assumptions or premises and beliefs that my leadership definition relies on are the leader will be seen by people that they lead. This allows the followers to examine decisions that the leader is making and choose whether or not they wish to continue following them. Second, the leader needs followers, so they should always be considered in decisions that they make. This is a relationship that goes both ways, and if the leader and the followers do not have an agreement of values or goals that they are working towards, the relationship won't work. Lastly, the leader should stay true to their values. Without integrity, the leader is nothing. If the leader doesn't even know what values they stand for, how can they expect anyone to follow them? My leadership background began in high school athletics. I was the captain of my field hockey and lacrosse teams, and this was an amazing introduction to what leadership can be and how to be a good leader and what it means to be a good leader. And this is probably the main way that I was taught to lead by example, and that is the best way to increase behaviors in your followers that you want to see. I have also served in the resident advisor position, which is more of a mentor leadership position, as I help to guide my 80 freshman residents as they begin their journey as an Aztec for life. And lastly, I have been working towards the leadership certificate. The next section will be how my leadership is enacted and applied. In attending the Leadership Values Seminar, I learned that my values are adventure, love, knowledge, challenge, and self-respect. This affects my leadership role because I hope to uphold these in every position that I hold and return to them throughout my leadership journey to make sure that I am continuing to uphold these goals. In attending the True Colors workshop, I learned that my true color is green, and as a green, I learned that with a team, I will try to keep everyone focused on our goal, and I tend to also be rational and not emotional, but this may sometimes make me seem arrogant and heartless. My conflict style is a compromising fox. This means that I view each person's needs as equal, and as a result, I am willing to concede my own needs in order to reach a middle ground that is a compromise that will work for each person in the group. During the introduction to leadership theory, the leadership theory that resonated with me the most was the relational leadership theory. I feel that this is the most complete model of leadership that will be able to make the most people happy. At its core, it is purposeful while also being ethical, inclusive, and empowering. I also attended a cultural plunge called a Kaleidoscope of Abilities. This showcased the talents of people who are differently abled, whether it be a learning disability, physical disability, or a psychological disorder. And this really demonstrated to me that whether or not you are differently abled, everyone is able to contribute meaningfully to a group. I also attended the etiquette workshop, and this helped me to consider how others perceive me in everything that I do, from how I dress to how I shake hands. I also attended the Myers-Briggs Personality Assessment workshop. This helped me to consider how my personality will play a role in my leadership positions, such as how I tend to be an introvert, so it is important for me to make sure I take time for myself in order to be functioning at my best. The following section will be on my experiential leadership. For the first part, I attended the Leadership Summit, and I learned a lot about leadership through this program, but I want to highlight my favorite workshop, which was on first impressions. I learned that people make their first impression of you within a matter of seconds, so it is important, especially when networking, to be aware of how you're presenting yourself at all times. I also completed the Cultural Competency Certificate program. This program has helped me to become more aware of my own culture and how that will influence my own experiences and my role as a leader. In addition, I have learned so much about other cultures and the importance of being sensitive to differences between cultures. The next component is my service component. I volunteered at Lakeside's River Park Conservancy. Here, everyone is on the same page about trying to improve this area for the greater good of San Diego and for the environment, so it is easy for everyone to work together. As a team, I learned that it is important for someone to be willing to volunteer to take the job that's not necessarily the most fun job. And if I'm the person who's willing to do that the first time, I learn that the next time other people are much more willing to contribute and do the less fun job the next time so that I don't have to do it again. And this promotes a good relationship between the team because then not everyone is doing the least fun job all the time and everyone's willing to cycle through. And so everyone is more willing to be able to continue to work for a longer amount of time. I also saw the True Colors workshop play out here, and I saw that everyone has a different style, and it was interesting to be able to observe the different people working together, but all of us working in order to create the same goal and to improve this area for everyone. The following section is on my leadership role. My leadership role was as a resident advisor in Chapultepec Residence Hall, mentoring 80 residents. Communication was very important in this role with my residents and with my fellow RAs. If I was willing to take the time to think about how I wanted an interaction to go with either a resident or a resident advisor, I was better able to prepare myself to communicate my needs effectively and be willing to accept their needs and create a compromise. The main workshops I utilized in this position were True Colors and Conflict Styles. Because I was mindful of my own conflict style and true color, I was able to communicate in the best way possible with the person who I was talking to, being mindful as well of their true color and their conflict style. This made each interaction more positive. My leadership goals for this position were time management with school and academics and personal life, which I feel that I accomplished effectively by being able to maintain my relationships, my job position, and my GPA. Secondly, confidence in my skills as a leader. This definitely came as a fake it till I make it type of situation, which was a result of practicing being a leader and doing what I thought a leader would do, and then I turned around and it felt comfortable and it was easy, second nature. Lastly, ability to inspire despite difficulties. This was definitely true this past semester. One of my significant relationships ended, and so I was going through a lot of personal problems, and yet I was able to maintain my position and continue to give advice and mentor all of my freshmen and encourage them in their lives despite having some problems and difficulties in my own life. This program has taught me to be mindful of my leadership definition and how that impacts my leadership style each day. All of the workshops and experiences have grown my leadership skills. I plan to continue my development as a leader by challenging myself to accept leadership positions, which will help put my skills into practice each day. Thank you for your time.